Those of you who watch the channel know I have been lucky that a lot of robot manufacturers have reached out to me to have me take a look at the robot lawnmowers. Those of you who haven't, I'm a former golf course superintendent with over 35 years in golf course maintenance, construction, and turf grass management. Had the YouTube channel now for 3 years. Last year, I was able to look at the Genie 600 from Anthbot, and this year they want me to look at their M9, which is brand new from 2026. Played with it a little bit. I'm going to show you how I set this up. This is a really basic model for those of you that are looking for just a robot, simply will mow the yard, do a good job, give you these stripes, no muss, no fuss. This might be a good option for you. Let's get started.
If you've looked at other robotic lawnmowers, you probably noticed they usually come in at a price point that just doesn't make sense for a lot of homeowners. So, what caught my attention about the Anthbot M9 RTK is it is bringing the same core technology, full brand RTK positioning, dual vision navigation, and completely wire free setup in a much more reasonable price range. On paper, this mower is designed to automatically map your lawn, manage multiple zones, and maintain consistent cutting patterns without boundary wires, manual input, really the key features you need in a robotic lawnmower. In this video, I'm going to show you how simple it is to set up, the mowing options it gives you, and share my experiences using Anthbot mowers over the last year. Let's start with what's in the box and how the system put together. It comes with a manual and, of course, a quick startup guide because we are so good about reading manuals, right? And the docking charging station with the bolts that keep it secure to the ground. Here's the RTK satellite receiver station, and basically what this does is it communicates with satellites and the mower and triangulates the position of the mower at all times. This mower knows exactly where it is, and it's the same technologies that surveyors use when mapping your property. Every time someone first talks to me about a robot lawnmower, I go, how does it know where it is? I can assure you it knows exactly where it is. It is precise RTK technology.
I've been in turf grass management a better part of 4 decades now. And reason why I got into this, I really like to see the fruits of my labor. And if I can help you pull up to your house and say, hey, look what I did. I offer practical advice in fertilization, seed selection, management of your lawn, and even professionals have reached out on the channel as well. I keep my videos very topical. Try to post them about 2 weeks before you need to be doing something. If you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell, you're going to get the take of someone who has a scientific background, an agronomist with nearly 40 decades of experience, gives you a heads up of what you need to be doing. And I can assure you, timing is everything. So subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and let's take this journey together. And hopefully I can help you do what I have done and take so much joy in over the last 4 decades.
Anthbot offers the M9 in a few different packages. There's the mower itself, you can buy it. Then there's also with the garage. Now, that sort of protects the mower from most sun and weather. Nice little package that makes it really look nice in your yard. They also offer it with the house mount. I like this because, as I'm going to talk later on, that keeps that RTK receiver solid so it doesn't move any and it keeps it up and out of the way. So there's 3 options. Now, they also are offering my viewers a discount code. When you check out down there, just click on gift card voucher or promotional code. And if you type in Greg M9 US, you get a discount. Multiple ways you can get there. You can click on the card here at the top and it'll take you right to the Amazon site where you could purchase your M9, use the QR code. And of course, I will also leave a link down in the description as well.
Setting up the base unit is rather simple. You want a flat spot, ideally within 3 foot of both sides of the base station, and you definitely want at least 6 to 10 feet in front of it so the mower can properly dock. I'm cheating a little bit here, putting in the landscape bed, but this works just fine. I've had no problems with it getting on and off and finding the docking station. And there again, you want to use the bolts to secure these in place. They're very easy to put into the ground. The RTK mast simply goes together, just screws together with the Triton on the end that pushes into the ground just adjacent to the docking station. And all the wires are connected with a water-resistant connector. Very easy to push together. It is not possible to get them mixed up. The RTK unit has 3 prongs. Docking station has 2 prongs, so you're not going to be able to get these crisscrossed. Every time I set one of these up or move it, I worry about that. It's kind of funny. As soon as the recharge connectors hit the robot, it comes to life and it begins to boot up and get ready for you to Download the app onto your cell phone and connect it to the Bluetooth. Also, this will take you step by step on how to set up the mower in the app itself. It's very self explanatory. Then you can also, once when you get it on there, you can name your robot. Here, you become emotionally attached to it because you begin to give it a name. It's kind of like a pet. This is going to be the trickiest part, and that is putting it to your Wi-Fi network. You really need to put this on a 2.4 gig Wi-Fi network. What 2.4 is, it actually is much further away from your router. If you do it on 5G, it is faster. However, the 4G will cover your entire lawn, and in that way you can communicate with the mower anywhere in your yard, and that's really important. Now let's talk about the mapping. I'm going to show you here. You start the mapping sequence and the app takes you through that. You can steer this manually around your lawn if you like, but there's also an auto feature. Let me show you, just using the sensors, how this robot will map your lawn. I am not doing a thing to it here, but it's using its sensors, and here's a little area where it kind of got veered off. All I do is I go back, hit the auto button again. That puts me in the manual mode. I simply back up the lawnmower and put it where I need it to go. Now, when it gets to this end of this bed, I'm going to hit auto again. It's going to continue to map the yard. Now, I'm going to do the main part of the yard just the exact same way I did that small patch that I showed you. And when you get back to this point in the yard, it will prompt you and let you know that it has completed that zone. Now, the only time you really should have to guide it manually is if you have a property line where there's no defined area, like a driveway, landscape bed, your home, or whatever, that the sensors may pick up and be able to establish the border. Now, to connect these two areas, I will use the path feature on the app. Now, this is important because, one, I've got a pretty good little ramp here across this heavy curb. So this mower will go back and forth in this specific area. If you happen to have a gate where you have maybe the backyard fence, you can open up that gate when the mower mows and then close it when it's done so your animals can go out and do their thing and play. But that will be the exact area that mower uses to get back and forth between those two yard areas. Now I'll show you some of the app features and the flexibility that you have in setting all of these up. As far as schedule, when you put a schedule together, you're going to put the start time and end time. You're not going to say exactly when. You're going to give it an idea of the time of day you want it to mow. I generally do it at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then I turn it off at 10 o'clock at night. Now, with robot lawnmowers, you will need to mow multiple times during the week, at least 3 times a week, just so that the avoidance system doesn't kick in, because the grass gets a certain height, it'll kick in, and it won't mow that specific area of tall grass. Ahead of you, like let's say it rains or something, you can always put it on mowing 2 times, and that will help that a lot. This is kind of what it looks like when it gets a little bit too far ahead. I actually let my grass grow a little too high for this, but gives you an idea of how to correct that. Now, you can also set the mowing height. This can be for the entire lawn or just that specific area. This is one of my bugaboos, is that it's in millimeters, so you have to do a little bit of a conversion. I have not found it to go over to imperial. Now, here's the avoidance system at work, and you can actually adjust this. You can see high, medium, and low there. High is extremely sensitive, meaning that avoidance system will be very sensitive and see anything in your yard. You can also put on low. I keep mine on low. You can go ahead and set your mowing direction. This is how you get those stripes. You can set it each time you mow. I typically do mine every morning. I manually put it in so I can mow one direction, and then the next time I mow, I'll go in the other direction. So that's kind of nice to have. It really makes things look great. There is a rain sensor on it. Once when it gets a certain amount of rain, the sensor will tell it to go back to the docking station. It will stay there for as long as you tell it to. You can set this up to delay an hour or go back immediately as soon as the rain stops, or 2 or 3 hours. This is where you can get a little bit behind with mowing if you get a lot of rain. What happens if somebody carries it off? There's actually an alarm and a sensor on that there, again, using that RTK technology. Once when it gets so far off your lawn, you're going to get a prompt, and the alarm will go off on the mower as well. The manual is also on the app too, so you don't have to worry about storing your manual. Here's the robot's information, so that way if you do happen to have contact with customer service, you know what the serial number and all the other information that's specific to your robot lawnmower is. One thing they can do with this is they can actually monitor how the robot is behaving, and it'll help them greatly diagnose any problems that you're having.
Here's a new feature that Anthbot has put into their app. You can actually program your mower to cut further off the edge. They have this in case some folks may have a rock wall or something where the robot could fall off or there would be a problem, but you can actually overlap and make sure that that robot gets all the way to the edge to thoroughly cut your lawn. This is a problem that Anthbot has actually solved, and I really like this feature.
Well, that's pretty much it on the M9. Other than going off a little off course when it was doing its mapping, it actually did a pretty good job. I did the rest of the yard, didn't have that much trouble. That was just that little quirk right in there. You could see how well it stripes. The Genie 600 that I have is probably one of the best striping mowers that I have out of all the ones I've tried, and I've tried probably 8 different models. Anthbot, the advantage with Anthbot is price point. They have very reasonable prices on a robot lawnmower. I still have my Genie 600, going to be using it again this year. It went through last year very well. Occasionally, sometimes I had a little bit of trouble with it docking, but that was maybe once a month. I had to go back and put it on the dock. I'm not sure if that was me or it. One thing with these RTK units might want to consider and take care of. If those move, I mean just that much, because of the precision of these mowers, you need to be careful not to bump the RTK unit. And I think that's why the Anthbot went off course, the Genie 600 for me last year. So you could, if you wanted to mount it somewhere, you can conceivably mount it on your roof or somewhere solid. If you move that, you're going to have to remap. So that if you move that RTK unit, you may be in a remapping situation. That's why it's great to have that backup on there. Sometimes it'll catch it, sometimes it won't. I actually tried it here. I moved the RTK and then put back in that map again. So far it's doing just fine. So I was curious about that, because even when I touched my Genie, when it had that RTK, when I touched it, it would move just a little bit and then would tell me, do I need to remap? And I usually would cheat and tell it no. And it did okay. So anyway, good price point on the Anthbot. I'm agronomist Greg Phillips. Sorry about being a little under the weather. I still have my health, but I got a little voice going on. But I appreciate you watching and hope this helps you make a great buying decision. Thanks.